Right now, the United States is raising tensions with China. It's doing so deliberately, dangerously, and provocatively. And the main media in the United States go along with this U.S. government line. So it is absolutely true that when I read, of course, the detailed report of President Xi, there were so many interesting things that should have been reported. But all we got in the main Western media was China getting ready for conflict, all harsh messages. This is a narrative that is in the United States. The U.S. is also trying to pull Europe into this negative narrative vis-a-vis China. It is a huge mistake. I've been saying so for many years. And the media coverage in the United States was going along with this U.S. government narrative. We don't need these tensions. We don't need these conflicts. They're extraordinarily dangerous. We need, first of all, multilateralism under the UN Charter. We need and have a multipolar world. It's not a world that the U.S. leads, but sometimes many people in U.S. leadership, in the U.S. government, think they lead the world. This is a huge mistake and a huge danger. But we need to reduce these tensions. And unfortunately, right now in the U.S. political scene, there's actually a desire to raise the tensions. It's extraordinarily dangerous.
What are you reading that is important from the report, from the spirit of the report that is not mentioned by the mainstream U.S. narrative? What do you think is the complete China message?
The true China message was a message of multilateralism, that China wants a multilateral world under the UN Charter very explicitly. It doesn't seek domination. It doesn't seek conflict in any way. And the message is absolutely explicit. This is not my interpretation. These are the very words that one finds if you actually read the report, not our newspapers. But the U.S. is in a different game right now. The U.S. government, I should say. The American people, not so much, but the U.S. government thinks that we are in a grand competition with China, that it's a devastating competition. We need to contain China. Many very harsh, absolutely anachronistic, dangerous ideas. By the way, at the same time as we have a proxy war between the United States and Russia, because that war in Ukraine has a great deal to do with the American intention to push NATO into Ukraine and across the Black Sea into Georgia. And this is another narrative that the United States doesn't want the people to know or understand, but it's a reality. So these tensions need to be reduced because the world is at an extremely dangerous crossroads right now.
So where do you see the world going in the next 5 years, with China trying to exercise maximum restraint when it comes to international geopolitics, because it wants a peaceful environment for development?
Of course it wants a peaceful environment. The peaceful environment has been wonderful for China's end of poverty and its economic development and its developing relations with other parts of the world, and we should absolutely celebrate those accomplishments, not view them as threats, but celebrate them. So what we need is dialogue. We need better understanding. We need we need the leaders of China and the United States to meet routinely. We need governments to meet routinely so that this is a normal relationship. And we're not hearing that from the U.S. government. We're not hearing it from our media. But I think the intention stated very clearly from the 20th Party Congress is that's what China wants. And if China can explain that clearly to the world, that will be good, because I hope other countries in the world will also say to the U.S. leaders, tone it down. We don't want these tensions. We don't want new Cold Wars. We don't want a divided world. We actually need cooperation to solve climate change, poverty, and other instabilities in the world today.